Using systems thinking means analyzing the world around you. Living well within complex systems demands more than just clever analysis or technical know-how. It calls for a mindset that blends logic, empathy, humility, and a deep appreciation of interconnectedness. While systems can be mapped and measured, they also require us to listen, observe, and engage with them in a thoughtful, human way. At the heart of systems thinking is the realization that systems can't be fully controlled. The future is inherently uncertain, and even the best interventions can lead to unexpected outcomes. Rather than trying to force systems into submission, a more effective approach is to learn from their behavior, embrace surprise, and remain open to ongoing change. Systems can be designed and redesigned, but their complexity means we must remain flexible, patient, and curious. One of the first practices in working with systems is to get the beat, to understand how the system behaves over time rather than just reacting to isolated events. Looking at trends and patterns, using time graphs or historical data, helps us move past knee-jerk reactions and see what's actually going on beneath the surface. Another key step is to bring mental models into the open. Everyone has assumptions about how the world works, but these are often hidden, untested, or outdated. Making these models explicit allows us to challenge them, test them against evidence, and update them when necessary, just like scientists do when developing new theories. Information flow is also essential. Much of what goes wrong in systems stems from bad or missing information. Timely, transparent, and accurate data can dramatically improve outcomes. Even without formal rules or enforcement, simply making key information visible, such as pollution statistics or school performance data, can motivate people to change their behavior. Clear and precise language matters too. The way we talk about systems shapes how we think about them. Expanding our vocabulary to include terms like resilience, carrying capacity, or feedback loop gives us the tools to discuss complex issues more accurately and constructively. Importantly, systems thinking reminds us to value what matters, not just what can be measured. Too often, systems are designed around easy-to-quantify targets like gross domestic product or test scores, while deeper values like justice, well-being, or environmental health are sidelined because they're harder to express in numbers. These intangibles still matter profoundly, and we need to design systems that support them. When crafting policies, it helps to design for feedback, embedding mechanisms that allow a system to adjust itself in response to its own behavior. This supports resilience and long-term sustainability, whether in ecosystems, economies, or institutions. Thinking in systems also calls us to serve the whole rather than optimizing one part at the expense of others. Subsystems, like departments, teams, or individuals, should align with the broader goals of the system as a whole. Before jumping in to fix things, it's worth listening to the system itself. Systems often contain self-regulating mechanisms that maintain balance. Intervening carelessly can disrupt what's already working. Observing what stabilizes the system and reinforcing it can be far more effective than imposing new controls from above. Responsibility should be seen as something within the system, not just imposed from outside. Instead of blaming external factors, we can ask how the structure of the system contributes to outcomes and what changes might support more functional, accountable behavior. Staying humble and remaining a learner is crucial. No one has all the answers. Systems are unpredictable and any single viewpoint is incomplete. The most effective people working with systems are those who stay open to new insights and are willing to revise their understanding when faced with new evidence. Rather than fearing complexity, we're better off celebrating it. Complexity is part of the richness of life. Embracing it helps us design systems that are flexible, adaptive, and grounded in reality. We also need to broaden our sense of time, thinking not only about short-term results, but also long-term consequences. Systems often operate with delays, and today's decisions shape tomorrow's conditions, sometimes in ways we can't yet see. Good systems thinking cuts across disciplines. It encourages us to ignore traditional boundaries between subjects and follow the connections wherever they lead. The most powerful insights often emerge at the edges where different perspectives meet. And finally, systems thinking encourages us to expand our boundary of caring. We're all part of larger systems, families, communities, ecosystems, societies. Extending empathy beyond our immediate interests to consider the whole is essential for responsible living. The thread running through all of this is the importance of not eroding the goal of goodness. Systems drift when goals are lowered, when ambition is lost, or when people stop caring. Keeping sight of what truly matters and designing systems to serve those values is at the core of living wisely in a world of systems.